What's up, guys? The RC Syndicate here, and today we're going to talk about batteries. How big, what size, what you need for a crawler. Let's see what we got today. So in today's video, we're going to talk specifically about comp crawlers. If you're a trail guy, pretty much any type of pack would be just fine. As long as you had it to the right, cell count that you needed, throw it in there and just cruise. But I'm talking about more of a competition rig. This is my Class 3, typical SCX 10-2 with a few little upgrades. A video on that coming pretty soon. But for this particular rig, and for all comp rigs, really the big kicker is LCG, weight distribution, and just making sure that you're not carrying an excess amount of weight, particularly for the Class 3s, because you're not really tied to all the constraints that you have on a Class 1. You can kind of go crazy for the most part, as long as you stick within the tire limit, basically. So we're going to go over just a few batteries that I've run, and then also a new battery that I found out and I started test with, and I wanted to go over the results with you guys. So the first battery I'm going to go over, this is my workhorse. Yes, she is definitely way big. That's for freaking sure. There's definitely problems with this thing, but she does so well. So real quick, the labels were actually scraped off because I ran it for so long, but this is a ProTech high voltage. So this is a high voltage lithium battery right here. This thing I believe was 4600 milliamp. I want to say 4600 milliamp. This battery I bought from Hobbytown. Again, guys, support your local hobby shop, but I bought this from Hobbytown for about 45 bucks. 4600 milliamps. This thing is enough to get you to the trail all the way through without a problem. This particular pack, I've actually ran almost 7 miles on this pack on a small tire. I mean a baby small tire. When the Class 1 was a Class 1. 7 miles, guys. Trust me. If my buddy Matt's in here, he can attest to that. 7 miles on this particular pack. It's freaking nuts. Freaking nuts. Matter of fact, the servo on that Class 1 died before that one. But this is an option right here. The next one I'm going to switch to is this 1500 milliamp pack by Z Batteries. Also 3S. All my battery packs are 3S LiPo. This thing is actually awesome. This was actually my go-to for a comp rig. This particular pack, I was able to put a mile and a half on this pack. So typically what I'll do is I'll actually put this in. I drive my rigs to the comp site. So I'll drive them to the comp site and I'll run my 3 courses, the courses that I have set up. And they're 10 gates apiece. And I'll be able to drive it right back just fine. This rig right here has dig on it, so I wanted to make sure I had an additional full-size servo for you guys to really test on, and that's what I have, about a mile and a half on this one particular pack. So when you put it in perspective, that's 7 miles. You have a mile and a half with milliamp difference. So just some things to consider when buying a battery. Great trail battery, great comp battery, but I have something that might be better for you. These little guys I just picked up from, I want to say that's Avonic. So this is a 500 milliamp 35C. So to put in perspective, this is 120C. And I want to say this is 120C also. I'm pretty sure it's 120C on this thing. But 500 milliamps, guys. 500 milliamps. Just to lay it out real quick, you can see. So there's that one. There's that one. And then there's this little guy. You can see the footprint substantially different on this particular thing. So this is 500 milliamps. And I really wanted to see how small could you go on a pack and still run a course with it. Now with the understanding that, sure, this battery pack won't get you all the way to the trail. But when you're there at the comp site, if you have 3 or 4 of these things, could you run a course with them? Have 1 per course. Or could you even run 2 courses with them? And that's what I wanted to put to test and see the mileage and see exactly what kind of distance we were going to get with this particular rig and really getting on it. 35C, you already know this is not going to be a bashing battery. This is definitely going to be a crawler battery. But we'll definitely put that in the test with this Class 3 in a moment, and you guys will check that out shortly. But let's get a weight on all these batteries so you can see exactly what is the difference. I have that in pounds. Switch that to grams, just because we're going to be measuring such small units. So first, let's go with this ProTech pack. Again, a great pack. 218 grams. It's 218 grams right here. Next, my tried and true pack that I've been running with 137 grams. So that's 218 to 137 grams. Significant difference. Now, 45. 45 grams is all for this little pack. That is crazy. 3S lipo, 44 grams. You know, throw the plug on there. You got your 45 grams. And that's what I'm really hitting on, guys. For a crawler, that weight being down low is substantial when it comes to low center of gravity, substantial when it comes to side healing. It's going from such big, bulky packs like these to something like this for a comp only, for a comp specific rig. But that's enough talking. Let's go and see what this battery is going to do on the trail, and let's go and hit it. Alright guys, we hit lipo cutoff. Let's go ahead and go back to the table and discuss, and we can go over the results and see what we got. Alright guys, there you see it. Like I mentioned before, this particular pack, I've gotten 7 miles on this pack. But that is a standard class 1 single servo, nothing crazy as far as a power plant for this thing. This is my try and chew pack. I ran this on my class 3, no problems. I've been able to get a solid 1.5 miles out of this pack. And that's driving, comping, driving back. Solid battery. Very, very good. Boom. And you saw this little guy run 0.2 miles. So if you look at it, a quarter mile is what you figure, it's a 1,320 feet. So you figure you're probably looking at about 1,200 feet on this particular thing. I have yet to find an RC course, a crawler course that's 1,200 feet. So if you can kind of put that in perspective, you know, that you can go down to your 10 gate course with your dig servo, with a 4-wheel steer servo, and I'm confident this is going to do you pretty solid. I have the big brothers of this coming pretty soon, so we'll definitely give that a test. But something that to really consider when you're going to go ahead and buy a battery for a full-blown comp crawler, where space is limited, lightweight is key. And again, you really don't need to have such a high discharge rate like these other batteries over here to get what you got, get what you need to get done. You're pretty much going to be either crawling or belly dragging over this thing. So there you go. Definitely a solid choice. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this particular video right here. Hopefully it showed you an option of things to choose from when it comes to crawler batteries for your comp rig. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate a like button. If this is content that you'd like to continue to see, hit that subscribe button. And until I catch you on the next one, y'all be safe. See you then. I mean, does anybody else just kind of grab their crawlers and look at them on the shelf and just like, because you can't turn them on because everybody gets mad at you because you make too much noise? They're no fun.